Hello, welcome to Radical Audacity. I'm Tiffany Kane, your host, the Heck Yes Coach, and I am here today in this brand new year to talk to you about living in the fog. What does it mean to be in the fog? So I had an experience this week. I traveled from California to South Carolina to visit my dad. And it was my birthday and it was New Year. Yes, I'm 49 years old now. Oh my goodness. And I celebrated my birthday with my father and my stepmother and my sister and my two boys and David. And it was just really lovely. And we did exactly what the type of thing I love to do on my birthday. I'm not a giant party girl. I love exploring. I love nature. I love history. And so we went to Charleston, South Carolina, and went and visited a fort, Fort Sumpter. Fort Sumpter is on an island in the harbor in Charleston, and you have to take a boat to get there. And so we went in the morning of my birthday and got on this boat. Now, I'm going to tell you this story, and I'm going to tell you this story because there's a huge life metaphor in this story. And if you have been following me for any length of time, you know I love finding metaphors in everyday life situations. And I found one in this story today. And I am so excited to share it with you. And I really want to hear what you think of this. Okay. So we get on the boat. It's a ferry boat. And it is foggy, and chilly. It is so foggy, there's zero visibility. We can't see anything. And we're sitting at the dock for a while because the boat captain is like, okay, everybody, there's zero visibility. We're going to have to wait just a little bit for a little bit of the fog to clear off. And he kind of just sat still in the harbor and couldn't move because it was just too darn foggy. And then he finally got the okay to go. Visibility went from 0 feet to maybe about 5 feet. And so he got the okay to go. And so here we are on this 30-minute boat ride from Charleston into the island of Fort Sumpter. And the whole time we felt like we were the only boat in the harbor. It truly felt like we were alone. The fog made all of the noises very far away and dense. There was this incredible halo around the boat as the sun started coming out and hitting the light in the fog. It was like we were on this magical, mystical trip and the sun was behind our heads and we had these halos around our heads. It was really fascinating, but we truly felt like we were the only people out there on the ocean. That was it. Like we were alone. And we could hear the boat captain doing the foghorn over and over and over again. And my little guy's like, why is he doing that? And my bigger boy says, well, he's doing that to let other boats in the area know that we're here. But we couldn't see those other boats. The boat captain knew they were there, but we couldn't see them. And so he's doing this foghorn and it was just eerie and it was different. And suddenly my oldest son says, look, there's a bridge. And out of the fog comes these two spires of the suspension bridge, this huge suspension bridge that spans the harbor. We could only see the tippy tops of it as the fog started to melt away. And that continued until we got to the island. That was the only thing we saw until we passed a boat. And then we saw that boat, right? That was it. We truly felt like we were alone. We get to the island, we explore the island, we're there in the history. And while we're on the island, the sun comes out, it burns the fog off, and we're able to see from the island the entire city of Charleston that we had just left from the boat that we could not see while we were in the fog. We get back on the boat to head towards Charleston. And oh my goodness, there were so many boats in the harbor that we had no idea were there. And not little boats. We're talking an Army engineering boat, a huge boat right next to us. And other big boats. And then as we're going, these dolphins start playing with our boat, and you guys can't see my hands. My hands are like dancing in the water like dolphins. It's moving all around. But they're dolphins dancing in front of our boat and playing with the boat. And it was just so joyful. And then we get to our dock, and right next to us at the dock where we had been all morning, where we spent extra time that morning because we had zero visibility and we couldn't move, were two giant cargo ships. I mean, we're talking huge ships that dwarfed us. Were literally our next door neighbors all morning long, and we had no idea. Why am I telling you this story? Because oftentimes we're in a fog and we think we are alone, and we think that's all there is. But we're not alone. We're not alone. The boat captain knew. The boat captain kept that foghorn going, kept communicating, kept raising the voice, raising the volume of the boat, right? Raise your voice, raise your volume. That's my mantra. Well, the boat captain knew, and the boat captain kept signaling that horn. But we thought we were all alone. However, in that aloneness, in that fog, there was so much beauty. There was the halo around the ship, the halo around our heads. So even in that aloneness, even in that point where we could not see ahead of us, we could not see the way, we trusted the boat captain, and we could find the beauty and the magic. And it was magical. It was so incredible. But oh, my friends, the way back when we saw the myriad of boats that were surrounding us, and the beauty of the city all along the coastline in that harbor that we could not see that morning, it took our breath away. That whole time we had not been alone. That whole time we had not been lost in the fog. And this applies to life as well. It applies to your life. Can you think of those moments when you feel lost in the fog? Glennon Doyle just did an episode about the messy middle that she's in with her mental health and her path that she's on. And so many of us are in that messy middle right now. We are there experiencing it, and we feel lost in the fog. We feel like we can't see the next step. We don't know what the next thing to do is. But often, if we just keep moving forward and we keep our foghorns going and we keep saying, we're here, I'm here, we'll make our way through. And so I want to ask you, are you in the messy middle now? Are you in the fog right now? Do you feel lost right now? How can you let your foghorn out? How can you raise the volume of your voice? How can you let others know you're here? And how can you allow the help in that you need? How can you take those steps that you need to take to keep going on your path? Most of us need help with this. Very, very, very few of us are able to do this alone. In fact, I would venture to say nobody is able to do this alone. The people that are the most successful are the people that get help. And so, if you're in the messy middle, if you can't see your way out of the fog, I say, let your foghorn out, raise your volume, let your message be heard, and then those people that you call in, let them help you. If you want my help and support, I'm here for you. Reach out to me. I'd love to help and support you. But you probably have dozens of people around you right now, dozens of ships in your harbor that you just cannot see yet. Believe that they're there. Trust that they're there. Let your foghorn out. Raise the volume of your voice. Get your message out there. Your people will find you. You're in a safe harbor. The world needs to hear your voice. even if it seems dark and foggy right now. Raise the volume of your voice. I'm listening.